Okay, we should be live. And let me just double check. And let me start by opening that up. Just to make sure that the time is all synced up and that, we can see the time from VOD to VOD. But the last VOD was called Fools Rush to Love. And this one has, I guess, a theme that is moving towards the next couple. Well, it's definitely a unique one. Wait, hold up. My VOD is not. Oh, there we go. Now it's saying it's live. So I just want to make sure that we have that. And honestly, and we're good to go. So, the big O2 question. And last VODs, or last two VODs, as far as are the big O to question. The last two VODs, though, let's just, go to YouTube Studio and we can go to live. But it was Fools to Rush into Love, the girl who leaped 222 times. And these two, and honestly War and Peace as well, but we're talking about character development here and your story. And as far as the girl who leaped 222 times, how to approach that. And as far as Fools Rush to Love was kind of an opinion-based piece, right? Like, and again, a lot of these, I'm just sharing my perspective that I expect you to at times disagree with me and at times have lived a reality that is different than mine. And you approach your arcs and your story differently, of course, right? I just give it to you as real as possible as far as mine goes. And as far as the big O to question, it is based on an anime. And the anime is just called The Big O. And this is an anime that, as far as the plot here goes, it's hard to really grasp the concept of the anime, really. I guess it's just, the setting is this fictional city, of course, that it says. And it's really, let's just read it, right? It's just, it really is a dome. It's like a wasteland type environment, but it's a human condition that these people are living in. And there's these giant fucking robots. And the premise of the city, though, is that nobody has memory. Everybody's memory is gone. And they don't care. Nobody gives a shit. But the main character has these sort of flashbacks of the past. And he is really, I guess he meets this one character that's an android that, he kind of interacts with. And as far as him being his role is called a negotiator, and he is kind of talking to, and you can see it mentions somewhere here, but there's definitely like there's classes, I guess, within this dome, and you can kind of get up to certain levels of the dome, right, based on what you do, right? And he goes around, though, and he just has the objective of negotiating with, I guess, these factions within the city. And he talks to the pilots of these robots at times, because there's really these giant fucking robots that everybody's just cool with existing, and nobody really knows how they got there, and their memory's gone, okay? And that's why it's the city of amnesia. So where I think it gets interesting, and interesting is a bad word, but where I think it gets important for you to think about the story is, in a sense, the reality of the human existence. And to play it to the themes of a couple videos ago, as far as the girl leaps through 222 times, like, nobody gives a fuck about your past, and nobody gives a fuck about your story. And as far as the memories of people go, the reality of the world as I see it, and again, you can always disagree with anything I'm saying, and you can use it to enhance your own perspective. And again, maybe I go back on some of the things that I say, right? It is what it is. That's just the reality of evolving, reality of life. And this is all live. Again, I've been live for fucking 30 days straight, dude. This is all fucking just top of the dome, like things I've thought about putting on the internet, but as far as me doing it in these. Okay. But the characters of the show are all trapped inside this world. Actually, there's a YouTube video, and I don't know if this is gonna get copywritten, but I have the captions on if it does, so we can understand what he says. And as far as if it doesn't get copywritten, then we're good to leave this in the VOD, which I'm just gonna play like 10 seconds of this, and it should be fucking fair use. Like, it has to be, right? But all right, let's see.
In true irony, Roger wants nothing to do with the memories of the past, but he's haunted by frequent visions of a world long forgotten. If only the other characters could see how horrifying these revelations are.
And I'm just gonna pause it for a second.
What they do to the human mind, perhaps they wouldn't seek them so ravenously.
So, this is the reality, I think, of life. That the memories of the past are haunting to a lot of people, so they don't ever even seek to save them or try to even collect their own digital dust and their own digital footprint and put it on the internet, even the way that I'm doing it right now, or put it into some type of story to have their story remembered through bits. And that is okay, right? Like, it's completely fine. People are living their lives the way that they want to. And as far as it being in the real world, it's probably more fun because, again, the memories of your past, it's exactly to what bro said, are haunting at times. And to, question the big O. The big O to question, right? That's the title of this. And the titles are the titles for a reason, right? The big O to question is something that you, and again, let me just put it on the screen here, right? The big O to question. You, I guess, have to question for yourself if you really want this, right? Do you want to have stacks and stacks and stacks of your story? And again, a lot of people will watch this and go back to living a mediocre life inside the dome and play roles inside the dome and not care about the giants that are around the dome and take the interactions with them as they are and as they come. And let's say the giants in our case are, you know, fucking putting on cool things for the people. That's, you know, that's the game, right? Like, do you want to play in that or not? And I think as far as the idea you could see that I'm going here with is the role that bro plays is the role that you play. And I am not going to elaborate, but you understand. You do. The one. The O. Like the O one. Like you understand. And that kind of pain is something you hold on to and only you understand. And that is something you need to live with. And I think over time, and I don't know, it becomes something that you even question. As in the story or in the anime, it ends with, and I guess I'm spoiling an anime, this could be bad. Spoiler alert. But it definitely ends with with some kind of like simulation type theory event where you kind of question the ideas of fate within the show, right? Like if, or even fate in your own existence, if the things that you are in a way as a human even programmed to do, like are you programmed to do them? Are you like not an agency of your body, and are things just happening and out of your control? And as far as most people in the show, the regular population that has no memory, they are in a way having, well, really like were their lives like forced to be the way they were. And it's like kind of some like, is it some type of simulation? But there's like an outside of the dome. Are the people outside of the dome kind of putting this whole thing together? Whatever the case may be, right? It's a weird show. And again, these things you don't have to watch. That video that I just put on the screen could give you kind of a rundown. But to put as much value as I can inside this video, for you, I have to proceed in a way how do I say this? Okay. Let's take it to the ideas of the leap through time. So you're holding on to vast amounts of your memories, right? And the ones, unlike Roger, and unlike Roger, the main character in the show, you have the ability to choose the memories you hold on to, in the sense of the memories that are in your vault, right? Like your songs. You have the ability to pick and choose the ones that also everybody holds on to. And I think, and in the sense of time, right? And the sense of which ones get uploaded. And I think where I'm trying to go to with this is that your fate can be and is controlled by you. Don't get it twisted. But based on the memories you hold on to, is completely over time twisted based on the ones you do hold on to. And that is where I think you, and again, like you could be watching this at a young age and not kind of fully grasp what I'm saying. And I hope you're at a point in your run, in your race, that this kind of makes sense, and it might make you question through the stories you've wrote which ones, in second guess, the ones that maybe fate got you to create that thing, and you have free agency, free to act, free to do whatever. But the thing might not be in your best intention to have. And that is where, and thing, I'm referring to song frequency, right? But that is where I think these kind of planning and preparation and thought when it comes to character development matters the most. And trying to pick and choose between a lot of different things, a lot of different songs, a lot of different frequency, a lot of different routes, a lot of different ways of saying something that is similar is important to have. And it matters when you have a big character coming into existence. And there have been many times where the memory, although times that I wish I kind of still had the MP3, but I know I'm better off with it not existing. And that, I think, is the big O to question, right? And it's a question for you. And it's a question that you, again, can disagree with me. You have free agency and free will. And you have liberty. This is a Statue of Liberty. It's like a gold coin with the Statue of Liberty on it. But you have liberty, and it says liberty on it. But and that, I think, is a blessing and a curse when it comes to what you're chasing. And that kind of careful kind of approach. And actually, since I made this VOD, I know exactly what the next VOD's going to be. And I will touch more on the creation of something that dives into and that was reworked. And I don't know why it was reworked, right? But as far, I'll literally just say what it is. It will be Eyes Wide Shut. It will probably be like 222 Eyes Wide Shut, or maybe there'll be something before. But it's about Eyes Wide Shut, which is a popular film as far as culture goes, which I'm sure you've maybe watched before or maybe heard of. And that kind of story is something that was, again, reworked. Like, these things are not in a way you might have. No, I just sound like a fucking psycho, but like, no, it's definitely one of these things where that story is reworked because you're, and again, I don't even know why the story's reworked. Maybe I should throw that in a fucking ChatGPT, see what it says. That's probably what I'll do tomorrow, as far as whenever I wake up and have to, holy shit, I have to wake up and fucking, that's a big one, I guess. But as far as that being something that touches on topics that are sensitive and touches on the ideas that are sensitive within them. And it's not even, I know the film's based on a book, right? And I should separate these VODs as far as talking about it. But that's where I'm kind of getting to, though, is your work comes out of seeing the world through the eyes of somebody like Roger Smith at times, where you are the one and your memories and your connection with the satellite that gives you the songs, and you see me talking to the satellite as far as creating a song, right? Based on the things that I have in my perspective. But your connection to the satellite is one of these things that like Roger Smith has memories and visions and ideas and bars and words. At the end of these are words, but they're destructive at times. And they're not only destructive to you, but to others that exist, that are real. As far as I can tell, this is real, bro. I'm a biological creature. And that is where you just have a big O to question, right? Like, how and what and who do you choose to leave within your infinity? And with that being said, I'll leave it to you. And as far as the next one, I guess I'll probably touch deeper on I guess we'll touch deeper on that time. I'm gonna chat GPT that shit though. We'll look up. Actually, I actually have looked this up before, low key, and it is one of those things that the revisions of the film are pretty like nobody really know. I don't think they've talked about it. But I know there's definitely a different cut of the film that exists. And yeah, like nobody knows why. It could be some bullshit though. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's not reality, that story, obviously, right? These things are fictional. And as far as that story even be based on a book is really what we're going to dive into more. But we're going to, yeah, we'll get into it when we get into it. And as far as you go, Mr. Roger Smith, I hope what I've said here was enough to make you maybe you've never heard about the Big O, and maybe it's just enough to kind of make you think about songs are things you think and things you say. And if your role is Roger Smith, then what is more or less important to the becoming of that, or becoming of something like that? Again, like, it's not like I'm like I'm not fucking Roger Smith is is a fucking fictional character, right? So remember that, like, these things I assume, and the reason why I make these is not for as far as everybody goes. So yeah. You gotta be a pretty advanced storyteller to, or even want to be an advanced storyteller, as far as even putting your story into frequency, right? And putting your life into frequency is something that is soul-based, right? And soul-based is something only your soul can do. And I hope your soul, Mr. Roger Smith, is aware that he is truly free to act, and he truly possesses liberty. And with that, holds you responsible for your character development and everything that goes about it. And everything within it. And the younger you realize that, the better you are at plotting it. So I hope you discovered this at a good time, but I also have experienced a fucking dip in whoever the fuck I was in the past. And as far as you may be experiencing some bullshit as well, I hope you do too. And I hope your cruel summer is bad, bro. I hope you like that Taylor Swift song. Yeah, we're gonna move on though. And what the fuck, dude? People watching this stream right now. Y'all are weird as hell for watching this. That's so fucked. Can I just make videos to the future and peace, man? Anyways, yeah, dude. I hope the next VODs though are something that you gain a lot of value from, Mr. Roger Smith. And they will be very insightful to you, I think. Anyways, I'm gonna mute up.